Hey guys, that Mike Gamer back here for another video. In this video, I'm gonna show you how, well, kind of like my offense to ebook or how I run my offense. Now, if you all remember the GOAT list, you saw this video 3 weeks or a week ago, I think. So how I'm gonna do it is, I think I'm gonna upload my videos to Patreon or the GOAT list, so the GOAT list members can see them. And then a week or two later, then I'll upload it to YouTube. So you guys can still see them as subscribers, but if you want to see them early, you can see them at patreon.com/thatmuckgamer, or if you want to enter the GOAT list. So how I like to run my offense is I like to run it out of the Steelers playbook. This also works out of the Falcons playbook, and it also works, actually not really out of the, I was going to say the Saints playbook. Saints and Cowboys, I kind of like to dabble in, but it all depends. First play I like to run is going to be PAF slide. Now I'm going to call any defense. Now what you're going to want to do is, this is what the base formation looks like. There's two ways to come out in this play. First play is going to make Le'Veon Bell, and you're going to put him on a swing left. As you can see right there, that's what the first play is going to look like. And as you can see, he gets wide open almost every single time. If they do decide to, backtrack a little bit and cover a little bit more deeper, what you can actually do is go underneath to one of your options, whether your tight end or Le'Veon Bell. Or if your opponent is trying to go really underneath and cover those two options, you can always go over top with A or B, which is this Marcus Whedon, or I believe that's Sammy Coates. No, it's Rodgers. So that's always your options with this play, and it's why I mainly love this play, because you have so many options, it's so hard to stop all of them. Now, the next one I want to show you is that going to be out of the same exact formation. What you're going to do is you're going to block Le'Veon Bell, and you're going to block Ladarius Green. And what you're going to do is you're going to put Ladarius Green over here right next to your left tackle. Now, the reason why you're going to do that is because you're going to roll out here to the left, and because you have Bell and Ladarius Green as extra blockers on that left side, it's going to pretty much stop any blitz that is going to come from that left side, which is what you're going to want to do. So right here, as you can see, I roll out and I find A wide open. And that's a play I love to run. And the reason why is because it works so often against so many coverages. So once again, you're going to block both guys, and then you're going to move Ladarius Green over to the left-hand side. And even if you want to, you can even put Antonio Brown on a deep bomb here. And the reason why on a streak route, I meant to say, is because if they're running cover 3 to stop this, you can just have Antonio Brown or whoever your big receiver is running deep there. And once again, he gets wide open almost every single time. And if he doesn't get wide open, you can always run this. Once again, Antonio Brown. And even with this play, Antonio Brown will get open from time to time. It's not as automatic as the other play, of course, but it has some value with the fact that it gets open a lot. So once again, move Ladarius Green over here, and now it's going to pick up those edge blockers right there, and it's going to give you some extra time to throw the ball, and deep bomb, and he catches it for a touchdown. And of course, Rodgers isn't that great of a receiver, so let's say you actually have a stacked receiving core, and that's Julio Jones catching that ball. He's going to catch it 9 out of 10 times. And the fact of the matter is, you're giving him some really great matchups, too. So, this is against some good blitzes, too. I mean, the Redskins don't have the best defense ever, don't get me wrong. They just have a pretty good defense. I mean, they have a decent defense. They have Josh Norman, Josh Breeland, some other good corners, and some good linebackers with some good safeties. So, they're not a trash defense by any means. And Big Ben can't throw that accurately. But, yeah, so that's another play I like to run. And the reason why I like to run it is because, let me actually see if I can check this out. I want to see if I can actually, if I run the ball at this formation, what would happen? Okay, so he moves back, never mind. I wanted to see if he would actually stay where he was, but no, he doesn't stay where he was. So again, this is a play I've been running pretty much all in practice mode now. And it's just, I mean, not only practice mode, I've been running this in games, but in practice mode, I just randomly did my normal play I like to run, as you can see before, where I just get the guy to the left-hand side and everyone underneath. And then I decided, hey, what if I block both of these guys? And this is where most plays honestly happen. Like when you're like, oh, What if I do this? And then once you do that, that's when it becomes this amazing play. So again, that's all you have to do. And then you walk to your right, or sorry, your left, and then you throw it deep, or you can throw it underneath, and it's just a lot of options on that play. So next play I like to talk about is going to be also at a gun split close, and it's pretty much my favorite play to run, and it's halfback wheel. And the reason why I love halfback wheel so much is because, as you can see, this is what the play art looks like. Now, what I like to do for this play is I like to put Marcus Whedon on a slant route. And the reason why I like to do this is because most likely your opponent is using his middle linebacker. He's going to follow Whedon on this play. And the reason why is because, as you can see, he goes across the middle of the field. So your opponent's going to think, oh my god, he's slant routing it. He's putting him on a slant route to throw across the middle of the field. So he's going to cover that. What he's not going to think about is A, on the out route, the out slant route, whatever you call it. So that's why it's so hard to stop. And then also, if they blitz like that, look at Ladarius Green. And that's how easy it is with Ladarius Green. So there's so many options on this route. And again, if you need this before halftime, I've scored touchdowns before halftime by just doing, well, I didn't get sacked, but I roll out to my right and I throw deep to X. And the reason why is because he gets so wide open sometimes. Not always, don't get me wrong. He's not always wide open. But right there, that's how I get touchdowns before halftime. I'll throw a deep bomb up right before half, and X will go and get it. And I don't know why it works so well. It just does. And once again, that's Antonio Brown, so you expect that from him. But you expect him to be able to go up and grab these passes. But in Ultimate Team, it comes down to, most likely your team's going to be stacked. Most likely you're going to have a lot of good receivers. And if you need to, you could block Ladarius Green on this play. And it looks like Ladarius Green decided not to even go after the block there. But so that's pretty much the whole concept of the play. And if you need to, Le'Veon Bell is always an option on this play. As you see right here, against man coverage, it's most likely going to win because most people put linebackers, or most of the time linebackers will be matching up with your running backs. And on a man-to-man coverage or some kind of blitz or something like that, your halfback's going to get wide open. Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Someone just came in my house. So, back to what I was saying, Le'Veon Bell gets wide open on mostly every play when it comes to this, because it's a running back versus a linebacker. So, it's very hard to cover a running back, especially when you're a linebacker, especially with Le'Veon Bell having his ability to be able to catch the ball very, very easily. Next play I would like to talk about is also in this playbook, which is going to be Power O. And the reason why I love Power O is just because you have an extra blocker out there, as you can see, because what's his name got slammed to the ground. I was able to get a pretty nice run. And it's always nice when you do outside handoffs like this to have that extra guy in there to be able to throw that extra block. And especially against Ryan Kerrigan, it's never easy to run the ball to Kerrigan's side. So when you have someone else to even get in his way, it's very nice. Obviously, the Redskins are a good run defense, though. Also, in this playbook, we do have Sean Close. And why I love Sean Close so much is because you have the quick toss option. And the quick toss is the most OP, almost the most OP play in the game. And the reason why is because you're able to get some pretty good, nice blocks and get some quick, outside. Maybe get quick 5, 10, 15 yards sometimes. And near the goal line, it gets really crazy. Now, what I want to talk about now is going to be single back ace. Single back ace is an amazing formation that lets you switch the play without your opponent knowing. So if you're running to one side and let's say the other side is where you should run to, well, if you switch the play, normally your guys will start moving and then your defense would know, their defense would know, hey, he's running to that side. Well, single back ace takes that all away. It stops people from knowing which side you're running to, and what the Steelers playbook has is the halfback stretch play out of the single back ace. As you can see, both sides, do you know which side I'm running to? So let's see. What side am I running to? Right or left? Bam. I'm actually passing the ball, my bad. What side? Okay, so as you can see, you can switch the play without anyone moving, which is the beautiful thing about the single back ace. And then let's say the left side was a side that was good to run to. Bam, now you can run to the left side because that's a good side. Now let's see if we can, okay, so no side's good. But if I look at the right, I just feel like the right side's a little worse with Ryan Kerrigan on the outside. So I'm going to run to the left side here, and the left side is the best side to run to. So sometimes you got to look at where the guy is, where the big guy is, like Ryan Kerrigan. Don't run to his side. Right here, it's going to say we can run to both sides. I probably should have ran to the left there, but it all depends. Right here, again, Ryan Kerrigan's on that right side. I'm going to run to the left side because I don't want to go against Ryan Kerrigan. That's just a simple fact. I don't like to run against Ryan Kerrigan, so I'm going to run to the left side. But the main fact is, as you can see, they don't know what side I'm running to. But if I was running a typical offense, like, typical stretch play, my guys would move when I change up the play. Therefore, they would know what side I'm running to. And that's how they're able to, change up the formation to be able to stop me. And when they don't know what side I'm running to, that's the beauty of it. And halfback stretch this year is so OP. It's so just crazily overpowered that when you're able to do this kind of stuff, where you're able to change up and switch up the side you're running to without the defense being able to adjust to it, it's so beautiful. And as you can see right here, running to the right, because it's a blitz to the right, would be stupid, right? It would be literally pointless. But if I switch the play on a normal offensive line, they're going to know where I'm running because my guy's going to move. Well, look at that. I move to the left, and bam. Now I have a... Okay, I should have broke that tackle. But I have a, I can switch to the side of the field that is better to run to, and no one knows I'm doing it. So, that's why halfback ace is... Oh, not halfback ace. Single back ace is such a beautiful formation. Like always, most offenses, or a lot of offenses, have Wildcat. If you guys do not know what Wildcat is, it's pretty much this. Now, I don't like to run it with a wide receiver. I like to run it with a halfback, if I can. But I don't like to run it with a wide receiver. And, for example, I'll just put in D'Angelo Williams. Which you guys do not know how to substitute players. You go to formations, and then whatever formation you choose, you click R/B, and you're able to substitute out the guy you have in. And now I can put in D'Angelo Williams to run this play probably more effectively. And Ryan Kerrigan just seems to love to be on this video right now. Kerrigan just wants to be shown. No matter what happens, Kerrigan just wants to be on this video. So, if it wasn't for Ryan Kerrigan, we might have an easier time running the ball. But it seems like no matter what, as you can see on that last play, Ryan Kerrigan's going to stop everything I do. So, that's pretty much my offensive playbook, and that's how I run my offense. It's just, there's a lot of good plays out of this playbook, and I just love it so much. And that's the reason why, I feel like with this offense playbook, I can run a very efficient offense and be able to do very well in games. And let me see if I can find one more play for you guys. Mesh is always a good concept because of the fact there's so many slant routes. Yeah, actually slant routes. Kind of slant, drag-ish routes that gets people wide open. 4 verticals, I already showed you that in how to beat solo challenges. That's always a good play, but that is in every single playbook pretty much. Do I have the PA? Not the PA. Again, mesh, again, it's always awesome. Steelers cross is nice because it has people crossing the middle of the field, and it actually destroys people who use her. Steeler crosses right here, once again. When people cross the middle of the field, it's so hard to use or cover because you don't know which one to run with, and the one you don't run with will get wide open, and you can complete it down the field on you. So, it's very difficult when you have, 2 tight ends crossing. Which Steelers cross right here, this is a play I love to run. And the reason why is because if your opponent is going to try to stop this, they're either going to run with Le'Veon Bell and use her against Bell or use her against Brown. But the thing is, both of them are going to get wide open on the corners. But which one are they going to use or cover is the question. Now, of course, for some reason, the Redskins pass rush is so good right now. But yeah, so they're going to have to cover one person. They're going to have to get they're gonna have to user one person, which, okay, they're gonna stop one person from being able to run this route, but the other person's gonna get wide open every single time. Plus, you have some other, just typical full vertical offense where you have some guys that can run deep and some guys running slant routes. That guy Ladarius Green running in between, and I'm pretty sure, I think you probably could substitute out Ladarius Green and put in someone else, or substitute out Bell and put someone else in, maybe a wide receiver, and that kind of stuff, just to make it even more tricky to play against. And PA Y sneak is another player I love for the same reason that tight end crossing routes that go across the middle field. PA pit crosses, same thing. There's just so many good playbooks or plays in this playbook that I love. Now, PA wide receiver in is another play I like to run. And what you're going to want to do with this one is you're going to want to move Ladarius Green to the left-hand side here. Put him on a streak route. And then what you're going to do is just do the play action. Get him open. So close. But yeah, so that's kind of let me go downfield a little bit. Let me go back downfield, I meant to say. Because you kind of want some more room with that play. You don't want to just have no room at all. So once again, streak route, put him on the right-hand side. You're going to block. Actually, you're going to block him. You're not going to do that. And the blitz, Kerrigan is just going to show another cameo on this video. Because he just wants to, for some reason, be on every single play. So once again, you can even put, let me see if I put Antonio Brown in the streak route. Okay. There we go. And he's wide open. And he drops it because Rodgers can't catch. But yeah, so that's another play you can run. You can kind of dabble with this play. Sometimes it's not always the best play to run, don't get me wrong. Sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it will work. And it all just depends on your type of, opponent you're playing. Sometimes maybe your opponent's defense, he's weak at cornerback. So in Draft Champions, this might work perfectly, and it might be able to destroy whoever you play against. And the reason why is because, it's going to destroy weak cornerbacks. But obviously, okay. Yeah. Kerrigan is not going to let me be able to show any playoff to the best of the ability, because Kerrigan is like, I'm not going to let you do anything in this game. But yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. That's why I love the Steelers playbook so freaking much. And actually, let me show you that. This is actually a better concept of that play. The reason why this is better is because this is actually in shotgun, and you want it in shotgun, actually. So forget what I said about that last play. You want this play in shotgun, because the fact you're able to at least be a little bit farther back. So when Kerrigan does destroy your offensive line, he can at least destroy your offensive line without anything happening like that. So let me move. Okay, Ladarius Green, would you like to move? Okay, you don't want to move. Okay. But yeah, when you're in shotgun, you're able to run the play more efficiently, and you have more time to throw it. And Kerrigan can't just destroy your defense altogether, or your offensive line altogether. Alright, Rodgers. I don't know why Rodgers is playing tight end right now. I can't explain that one to you guys, but this play, what you're pretty much going to want is a good offensive line. For this play to work, if you don't have a good offensive line, you're not going to go anywhere with this play. And the reason why is because of the fact of what you're seeing. Kerrigan and all those guys are just destroying the Steelers, right? Offensive line right now. Oh, this might work. Okay. Or you could not catch the ball. Alright, so that's pretty much it for how I run my offense. And I guess you could call this my offensive ebook, depending on what you want to... I don't know what you guys will call it, but this is kind of like my offensive guide on how I run offense and how I run it efficiently. So if you guys have any suggestions or any plays you like to run, leave them down below in the description. Or sorry, in the description, in the comment section. And remember, if you would like to enter in on my giveaway of Malcolm Butler, go back and check out not today's sniping series video, but the one from yesterday. If you would like to win an Eric Berry BCA card, join the GOAT list down below in the description. And if you would like to enter in for a Richard Sherman BCA MasterCard, go down below in the description. Not the GOAT list, but the BCA. You have to go to this website where you enter, and then you're able to win it. So